This is an urgent message from the totalitarian state. Today, we are calling for the immediate arrest of journalist Glenn Greenwald. The recent actions of Mr. Greenwald, a reporter for The Guardian, cannot be allowed to stand in a totalitarian state. The National Security Agency's data mining tool, Boundless Informant, which collected 97 billion pieces of intelligence from worldwide computer networks in March 2013 alone, and 3 billion pieces of intelligence from computer networks based in the United States in just a 30-day period, cannot effectively operate in the shadows protecting the interests of the totalitarian state if journalists like Glenn Greenwald remain free. Perhaps most chillingly, Greenwald invoked the U.S. Constitution, the same document former President George Bush referred to as just a goddamn piece of paper, in defense of his actions.
It's pretty clear that that investigation would have to include you.
Look, let them go and investigate. There's this document called the Constitution, and one of the things that it guarantees is the right of a free press, which means that as a citizen and as a journalist, I have the absolute constitutional right to go and report on what it is that my government is doing in the dark and inform my fellow citizens about that action.
The totalitarian state has long supported the pretense of free speech in order to keep its true agendas fully cloaked, but the Greenwald example illustrates how secret totalitarian state information is now being leaked to an American people who are showing some signs of an awakening. This situation cannot persist.
There is this massive surveillance state that the United States government has built up that has extraordinary implications for how we live as human beings on the earth and as Americans in our country. And we have the right to know what it is that that government and that agency is doing. And I intend to continue to shine light on that. And Dianne Feinstein can beat her chest all she wants and call for investigations, and none of that's going to stop and none of it's going to change.
Totalitarian state agent Andrea Mitchell, the wife of Alan Greenspan, did an admirable job interviewing Senator Dianne Feinstein about the leaks.
Senator, let me just be clear, understanding that this is the collection of phone numbers, and I'm going to infer from everything that I've been reading and talking to people today that it's not just Verizon. We're talking about a very broad program here.
Well, let me stop here.
Okay.
This is classified. I can neither affirm it or deny it.
We applaud Senator Dianne Feinstein, who said that the Verizon phone call leak should be investigated.
Should the leak be investigated?
I think so. I mean, I think we have become a culture of leaks now.
Rightfully, Feinstein understands what is at risk for the totalitarian state. The leaks must be stopped and the holes must be plugged. Investigative journalists like Glenn Greenwald must be held accountable for their folly if the totalitarian state is to continue to flourish. The latest embarrassing leaked information about the NSA's Boundless Informant comes directly on the heels of the NSA's Prism program leaks. Prism is an NSA data collection tool used to manage intelligence gathered from Internet and other electronic service providers. Due to reporting from the Washington Post and the London-based Guardian, it has been revealed publicly that the NSA and the FBI are siphoning personal data from the main computer servers of 9 major U.S. Internet firms. It was also revealed that the totalitarian government demanded millions of phone records from Verizon.
I hope the American people appreciate that the way you protect the homeland is you try to find out what the enemy's up to. I'm a Verizon customer. It doesn't bother me one bit for the National Security Administration to have my phone number, because what they're trying to do is find out what terrorist groups we know about and individuals and who the hell are calling.
Senator Graham fully understands the gravity of the recent leaks and how said leaks jeopardize the U.S. security state and military-industrial complex's never-ending war on terror. As Graham notes, the homeland must be sifted for potential terrorists, which includes every American citizen, for the people themselves are the greatest threat to the continuing health of the totalitarian state.
The consequence of taking these tools away from the American people through their government would be catastrophic.
Senator Lindsey Graham merits special thanks from the totalitarian state for calming the nerves of an otherwise disengaged American public.
So you keep up what you're doing, and if you've gone outside the lane, you fix it. President Bush started it, President Obama's continuing it. We need it from my point of view.
The totalitarian state provides for the security of the people under its authority. Due to the dangerous actions of journalists like Glenn Greenwald, Jeremy Scahill, Paul Joseph Watson, Kurt Nimmo, Michael Snyder, Mike Adams, and the folks at Zero Hedge, SGT Report, Activists Post, We Are Change, World Net Daily, CNS News and other alternative media sources who still falsely believe they have constitutional protections. The totalitarian state must take the necessary steps. Fortunately, authoritarian President Barack Obama has also already taken measures to fix the problem. The president will likely open a criminal investigation into the leaking of the highly classified crimes of the totalitarian state, which revealed the secret surveillance of Americans' telephone and email traffic. Clearly, the president understands what must be done. The traitors to the totalitarian state must be brought to justice. This has been an urgent message from the totalitarian state.